Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to use the song Closet Key in your elementary music lessons. So I don't think I really need to tell you anything. Let's get started. Now this is one of those songs, there's quite a few like songs and blogs where like there's quite a few songs that I feel like people talk about a lot and maybe they don't explain them fully, or they talk about them so much that then I don't want to do them because I'm one of those people who wants to do like obscure weird songs. But you know, I need to come to the conclusion that like things are popular for a reason, because this one is so much fun and my kids loved it. So here we are. I have been using this song with 5th grade, and this song is a mi re do song. It is just quarter and eighth notes, I believe, and it's fairly simple, but I have been using it with my 5th graders because we have been trying to learn piano, but we haven't learned treble clef because we like missed, you know, 2 years of instruction due to COVID. And so it's just been a hot mess. So I've been trying to get them on the keyboards and playing, even though they can't read music very well. And this was one of my solutions, and it was a hit. Now, how I introduced this song is I put up some pictures, just like Google Slides pictures of gardens, and I put like a little clip art key somewhere in the garden. And I'm like, okay, here's a picture. Somewhere in this garden, I have hidden a key. When you see it, give me a thumbs up. And so I give them like 30 seconds to a minute to kind of look until some people find it. And then I'll have someone go and like point to where it is on the board. And I have 3 of those, just like quick little introduction to kind of get them hooked in. After that, I'm like, great, we're gonna learn a new song this week. It is about losing a key in a garden. So it's perfect. Take your hands and match me. And we're gonna use body solfege ladders in order to do this. So this song goes, I have lost the closet key in my lady's garden. I have lost the closet key in my lady's garden. So I'll sing it and I'll have them do those actions with me a couple of times, and then I'll ask them a couple questions. So I'll be like, okay, how many things did I touch? And they're like 3. I'm like, great. And then we'll sing it again. Okay, what was the highest thing I touched? Oh, your head. What was the lowest thing I touched? Oh, your legs. Oh, what was the thing in the middle? Oh, your shoulders. Great. Sing it again. Okay, how many times did I touch my shoulders? And usually I'll have to sing that again before they can answer. The answer is 2 at the end of each line. I'm like, great. And then I'll pop it up on the screen on the notation, even though we haven't learned the staff. And I'm like, great, this is a staff. It's kind of like a map. When things go up the top, do you think they're gonna sound high or low? And they're like, oh, high. And I'm like, great. When they're down at the bottom, are they gonna sound high or low? And they're like, oh, low. And I'm like, yeah, great. So when they're up, they're gonna be high. When they're down, they're gonna be low. It's also gonna show you if things are going up or down. It's just like a map. It's very easy to read. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And that's as far as we're getting so far. And we'll add more later, but this is just where I wanted them to start. I'm like, great. And so then I'll sing it and have them trace the letter. So they just point to the board and point to what's happening. And then I'll ask them what part is different from the first line to the second line. And the answer is, the first time it goes, in my lady's garden, and it goes up. The second time it goes, in my lady's garden, and it goes down. So all of that to say, then we play the game. So the game Closet Key is really, really fun. One person is the hider, one person is the finder. The finder goes and closes their eyes so they can't see anything, and the hider hides a key around the room. I've been using an orange like ruler because I didn't have a key that I didn't want them to lose. So I've been using a ruler that they can, you know, stick wherever. I always tell them to leave like an inch sticking out so that you can actually see it, because otherwise you'll be there forever. And so they hide it, they come back and sit down, and then the finder comes out and they have to find the key. The group is helping them by singing forte when they're close and piano when they're far away. So you can also use this to work on dynamics. I didn't do that this time, although we did, you know, do that, but we didn't like focus on it. And you can talk about crescendo, decrescendo, that kind of stuff. All of that to say, so they walk all around till they find the key, and we're helping them by singing loudly and softly. It's so much fun. So much fun. I will mention, I did it actually with the same group twice, and the second time we did a 2-minute timer, so you only had 2 minutes to find it, and that was really, really helpful, because sometimes it just takes forever and you're just like, we're gonna die here. So that was really nice. I would just hit the timer on, just like on YouTube, put up a timer, hit the start, and then if they didn't find it by the time the timer ended, then their turn was over and we would just show them where it was. So that was a nice, like, easier way to do it so you don't get too exhausted. You will, by the way, also have to mention, like, we're singing loudly, but we're not screaming. Do be aware of that. All right, after we play the game, I like to play the game because it really gets it in their heads of like, they really get the melody in their heads. Then on usually a separate day, I'll have them go to the xylophones. And so I give them a piece of paper that just has the rhythm and then the letters underneath. If your kids are already reading on the treble clef, I would totally put it on the treble clef, but because mine aren't, this is what we're doing. And so I just give them the piece of paper and they go and figure out how to play the song on the xylophones. I like to start on the xylophones because they have letters, so it's really easy to find. And I've been doing this in groups because 1, I don't have enough xylophones, and 2, it's really helpful because the kids will help each other. And I let them just pick their groups, like groups of 2 or 3, and I give them about, I don't know, 7 minutes maybe to figure it out. And then at the end, we'll all play it together. So I'll go to my big xylophone and I'll be like, all right, whoever's gonna start, put your mallet on this note. And then we'll all, you know, do it at the same time, and we'll do it a couple of times so that everybody gets a chance to play, even though I don't have enough xylophones for everybody. Then what I have been doing is, since I am trying to get my kids on the pianos as soon as possible, even if they don't know all of the things, I just want them to play things and I want them to kind of understand it. I'm like, great, now you and your partner go to the pianos and see if you can figure it out. And we review a couple things, like, okay, we touched 3 things, we used 3 bars on the xylophone, so how many keys are we gonna use? And they're like 3. I'm like, great. And I will tell them, like, this is, you know, it's these letters, the same as on the xylophone. But usually they'll go over it and they'll just pick like 3 random ones and they'll work for a while, and after 3 or 4 minutes they'll figure out the pattern. So they'll figure out, you know, it's do do mi mi do do mi, and they'll figure that out even if they're not on the right keys. Okay. Or sometimes they'll be like all in opposite ends of the keyboard, but they got the right pattern, they have the right idea. And so then I'll just come over after I see that they've kind of got it, and I'll be like, great, can you use these 3 notes? And they're like, yeah, sure. And so then they'll figure it out on the actual correct letters. Then after that, we'll do the same thing where we'll all play together a couple of times so that they can get that, and they have been doing a really good job with that. And it's a really easy thing to do because there's not a ton of letters that they have to remember. They've already done it on the xylophone, they've already talked about it, they've already looked at it, so like they understand the so they understand the melody and everything. And it's been working actually very well, and it's nice to kind of like break up. So sometimes we have like intense, like, let's find the notes, and sometimes we have like where we'll play along with pop songs. And this is like a nice kind of median where like you're working on your own, you're figuring things out, but you're also getting some of that like note work in and figuring things out and kind of figuring out how things sound different. If you don't have keyboards, you could totally do that with like any other instrument that you do have in your classroom, or, you know, you can just keep it on the xylophones and that's fine too. I like to end this by having the kids create their own 3-note song. So I tell them to pick 3 letters, hopefully that are next to each other, whatever rhythm they want, and then write the letters underneath. If they're already on staff, you can have them do it that way. And write those, create those, and then learn how to play their own song as well. And then I've been letting them use my piano to like perform it once they get theirs figured out, and that has been a really huge hit. So that's a plus. They've been loving that. It's been a great time. I hope this video was helpful. Whether or not you have pianos, I hope you enjoy the song. Whether or not you have pianos, I hope you enjoyed the song. I will be making a lesson pack to come out at some point. It's not currently available, but it's, you know, on my brain. So you might want to check the description if you're interested in that, just to see if it is available with like all the Google Slides and all the printables and all the things that you would need. And if it's not there yet, then, you know, check back later, or go follow me on Instagram at Becca's Music Room so that I will let you know when it is. I would love to know if you use this song, how you use this song. Let me know down below in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.